Justice. Hmm. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. Right, I would shuffle it. Oh, attract and not chasing. Wait a minute, I forgot the thing. Yeah, attract, don't chase. Windful of abundance, God is your source, right? Why are they? Oh, it's because I've picked them up, right? Yeah, so, oh, there's that on the bottom again. Time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's desires. So, the thing that was interesting about, I've just went straight into talking from the other one. That's how these are going to be. I'm not going to do an intro on these. So welcome if you're new. You'll soon get the gist of what I'm all about. It's 1818. They like to do that with me with the double numbers there. So my nose is so itchy. If you're new, when I itch or burp or I don't burp loud, but when I hiccup or burp or itch in my nose, it's the well, when I burp or hiccup, it's I'm transmuting energy. But when I'm itching my nose, it's the guides and the ancestors around me like a lot, and it's my nose is really itchy right now. And that's because that one is the one I just finished is the ancestors coming in. Um, but the 1818 is the moon card times two. So I feel, like I feel this is maybe going to be about secret ambitions or secret goals that someone has, because this one's about career. And the thing that interests me that this time to decide card has come up again. And also how weird that I just pinpoint the numbers, because remember, it's just God speaking through me. If you're new, it's just the guides. This card has, there's just a whole load of numbers flying around her. Like you're not going to be able to see because it doesn't show you clearly on that camera. But just trust me when I say all that sort of white, it will look like white feathers or something to you, but it's numbers that are flying around her head. So I don't know, you could be interested in stuff to do with accounts, or you could, like I said, you could be seeing 444, 555, 144, especially 144, because obviously that's part of the channel name too. But oh yeah, you might be able to see the numbers there, time to decide. But this time to decide thing must be really important because, and I feel it is to do with the change of the nodes because that happens in a few days. So what are we on now? We're on the 8th. So yeah, I think that happens on the 11th. So, right, that's huge. So, like I spoke about yesterday, like that's there for about, I think it's 18 and a half months or something. But the North Node is going into Pisces, which is basically, it means a lot of things, but for what's sticking out to me just now is it means that like things like astrology, healing, psychic stuff, like anything, basically all the stuff that I do and a lot of you do or want to do, it's going to be like the go-to thing. Like rather than going to the doctors for feeling down, I feel a lot of people will be going to a healer, or you'll be going to YouTube to find a healer, which loads of people do anyway. But like, um, yeah, like that's going to become right up front and center. But also now I haven't saw anyone else saying this, right? But I'm feeling it intuitively right now is that you could have a lot of I think it's going to really test people's discernment too, which is interesting because the opposite sign of Pisces is Virgo, and that's where the South Node will be, which will be the past is like I think it's really going to push you to have stronger discernment if you don't already have that. Because with the focus, the destined focus being on Pisces, the shadow side of Pisces, confusion, illusion, trickery, deception, you could have a lot of like false gurus and false teachers and charlatans and like people that are trying to make a quick buck on psychic stuff and that. So, and I haven't said that before, but it's sort of sticking out to me. I think we're really going to see like a fall of like I wouldn't be surprised if like there's some like quite really famous apparent channelers and stuff that I've like no been drawn to ever, right? Like what is it, whoever that Bashar guy is or something. I was like, do people actually believe this? And again, like that's what's really funny. Like people could think that about shit that I do or that other people that are genuine do, or like mediums and you know what I mean, like other sort of famous mediums and stuff. But it's one of them things that like I always say to people, like skeptics, like you should be skeptical until you experience for yourself that it's real. Because, like, you know what I mean? If you watched what we done, and I'm going to say we, because although I channeled it, like, the energy of the people in the chat was beautiful. So I just want to say again, like, thank you for creating that space because I'm going to honor myself. That, like you said, it's not so much that I'm like, oh, I'm really down and that. Like, I don't like January, but it did take me a lot to get on that live stream. And I think going over some of the stuff that came up yesterday, you can probably imagine why, you know, but it's like that. Really, I don't know. It just gave me it gave me a bit of life actually. Like I really like I feel I loved it. So I'm like, it's all being well. I feel I will be doing the same again next Monday. I might not do it every Monday, but it's just basically the spirit world really showed up, and especially that lovely guy in spirit who I think, like I said, I feel even if Heather's not on, I feel he will pop in. I could just feel if it's relevant because it's a certain type. You know, it's quite funny because it's like it's like you can attract a certain type just like romance, it's like I do actually I attract a certain type in the spirit world, like of guy, and it does seem to be like cheeky chappy charmer type, however we want, or like I said, it can sometimes be like close to the bone. like I pick like I can sometimes pick up on things that I can't really keep, like I can't really say everything they're saying because it's like pick like it's I think that's why I make some people nervous that watch me, because like I do pick up on some of the more taboo things that maybe people shouldn't be involved in, you know what I'm saying? But when it's in the spirit world, it's I don't know where this has come from. I want maybe I'm talking to somebody that's like a medium or something. But it's reminded me when I went to the local spiritualist church once, and there was a medium, like a guy medium, and it was really funny. Like he was bringing through people that had like been up to no good when they were alive. So it's quite funny though, because everyone in the audience was laughing, and I think I was guided to go to that one that night, because I didn't used to go all the time. I just used to wander along there when I don't know if they're even I think they are doing it again now, but there used to be something on 3 times a week, and but this was years ago now, long before the pandemic. But it was like it was just really funny, basically, and that's quite similar to how I am. It's either like I said, it's a weird sort of niche, but I'm either picking up on really tragic passings, or like taboo ones, or like just things that they won't. Basically, maybe it's kind of other people would. Well, I would like to think a medium would send someone away in the spirit world, but you know what I mean? Like basically that person in the spirit world, just why would I pick that old school person, that old school older woman, let's just say that for example, or that old school older man that's a bit prim and proper to come and, they're not going to be able to deliver my message. Whereas this person that's, like I said, it's like as most people go, I'm not very judgmental. Like, and again, I always laugh. Like, you might think different because I give my opinions on things, and although I'm channeling coming from God, like I have got an opinion on things, I'm going to give it. But it's like, I'm not judgmental in that way where most people are. I take people as I find them. Like, as long as you're acting with integrity and you're being a good person, and when you do fuck up, you're taking responsibility and apologizing for it because we all fuck up in life. You know what I mean? It's everybody's got a past kind of thing, and that's the kind of people I do attract in spirit. But yeah, time to decide, and this was the one that came out. It says your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. So what did I say? So this could be pulling in quite a few things. So I was feeling like, so again, this I feel this is you'll know better than me, but I feel this could speak to people, perhaps other people that already do like mediumship work, or like channelers or psychics, and you're helping people with justice and something that like getting the answers that they need, like the missing puzzle pieces. um so for instance, with what I've just spoke about, like if there was like some kind of mystery around somebody's passing, like this could be somebody that's quite good at helping with that. Or I don't really want, again, I don't know what to dive into that though. So I'm getting the feeling that is that though. Or it's like I said, randomly because of the numbers, I was feeling in that other card, accountants. But yeah, oh, that's what I was going to say. The decision thing's coming in strong, because what I noticed, the one I filmed over 2.5 weeks ago, the one for yesterday was about decisions too. Like I hadn't known because I didn't watch it till after I'd finished everything. So that's amazing when that happens. That I filmed that weeks ago, and it was about making a decision. And then the ones that I'd done in real time were about making a decision, and then that card came out again. So there's something about making a decision. And that's, oh my God, that's amazing, because in the one I just filmed before this, I was talking about somebody'd won. I thought it, I didn't say it, but you'll notice on the one I just filmed, I said something like, I feel like you've won something. So this is quite specific, but I feel some of you might have just won a court case or something. Or if it's not as in depth as a court case, it could be something like just in the sense of karmic justice, like someone was trying to cause a bit of a fuss and a bit of a drama. Like I spoke about yesterday, like there's some people that just they thrive on attention like that, and they just and especially if you've because Capricorn's about boundaries, if you've put boundaries up like that again, not everyone is not everyone's going to meet the word narcissist, but that is springing to me like someone that is like that, like they'll be raging that you've put up the boundaries. So it's like they would cause any kind of drama just to get the attention. Um, but it's like, and there could be some sort of, but I feel like, it might be, for some reason, I feel like not everything might have went your way. So this, why am I getting the feeling like this might be things like where it's reminding me of, I've given this story so many times, but it's reminding me of once upon a time in my life when I had, and again, I suppose it's like this was so long ago that I really couldn't give a shit because again, I just think who knows, but it's pretty sad if folk from that long ago tune in. But it was like someone was kicking up a fuss about the council tax. Like I was a student and students don't pay council tax. So long story short, I'd already agreed with this person that's basically how I could afford to live. So basically, and it was something pitiful, like £200 or something. And my dad at the time was like, just give her the £200 and she'll find out the hard way that it was like that really wasn't worth it because you're losing a friend over it. And that is what happened. It was basically like, here's your £200, but I'm not going to be your fucking pal anymore because 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 I hadn't done anything wrong. Like we had agreed. So anyway, but like I said, it's that long ago and I couldn't really give a fuck about that. Again, I hope people are happy in that, but anyway. But you know what I mean? The point is like it might be something like that. Like you're having to throw a load of money at something, but see you later. You know what I mean? It's like whenever, like it doesn't happen too often, but whenever there's been anything like that I've had through my work, I've done that where I'm just like, look, do you know what? I actually couldn't care about the money. Here you go. And I actually give people more than what it was. They even be like, see you later. Like, fucking see you later. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's only money kind of thing. But you see, some people would dig their heels in and be like, no, that's not fair. And then, like, I actually had something like that recently, which was, I'm not even going to go there because it's like beyond mental. Like, when people sort of like have a problem with something that is imaginary in their head, it's like, okay, well, that's weird. But it's kind of like, it's your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. You know what I mean? It's like I feel you could be, yeah, I just feel that's what. So you could even be the lawyer. You could be a lawyer, or you could be. I actually do know one of the divine feminines that I'd had a session with at some point last year was studying law. So there could be that could even be speaking to you. I don't know if that girl still tunes in, but yeah, so that's quite interesting. Like I said, you could be the person that's getting some kind of legal justice, karmic justice, or it could be something quite small. It could even just be the justice is like fucking that's that closed, like fuck off now. I am getting the feeling of that. Um, but maybe somebody's just needing to hear that message about maybe just to get somebody to piss off, it's better just giving them what they want and not, being in your pride about it. That's why am I getting that feeling? But not if it's like in a bully kind of way, but speaker, your life purpose involves your skills of oration. Ooh, he looks creepy. He looks like something on a film, a vampire film or something. Look, speaker. And look, that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I think there is. I think whoever's vibing with this message, it's about speaking up about some kind of injustice. And it could be like, it could be like what I'm going to do is like, whenever there's shitty things that happen to me, which happens near enough all the time, but not all the time, but you know what I mean? But what is that I take time to process and go inwards. And sometimes I just don't even speak about things at all because, like I said, especially when it's things that involve people that are just kicking up a drama or jealous folk or that, because like I said, I just don't give people like that the attention that they're thriving. It's energy vampires, but sometimes you need to because the thing is, the things that happen to me happen to some of yous, and because I'm an Aries, it's like Aries, the Venus Aries, I'm passionate about. Um, Not letting people like that get away with that because that's how they get away with it when you stay quiet. Um, so freedom, yeah, you're free to do what you choose. It's a little bit like I said in that other one, the Mediumship Monday that wasn't live, that I love in that in the lucky one. where she, oh God, I better kind of wrap this one up quite quick. Um, that yeah, there's like that women. I think it is that, by the way. There's something going on with that. It's like the woman's mum is like, are you going to let him bully you your whole life because it's her ex-husband? Is like basically preventing her from moving on with anyone romantically and keeps threatening to take the wee boy because he's a policeman. So you see how that's like somebody taking advantage of their like that is their job, but they're abusing their power in that situation. Um, and then it's just quite nice because she does stand up to him. Like, there's a bit in the film where she walks up and she's like, I'm not going to let you bully me anymore. And if you want to do that, then fine, we'll go all the way and I'll win. So it's kind of like, right, that's a bit strong. Options, consider the career possibilities that are open to you, but she's holding scales. Yeah, this does feel like some kind of, and Capricorn's serious. So this feels like some kind of legal thing, or, which could be absolutely anything here, like any kind of legal thing. But yeah. So yeah, I hope if that is speaking to anyone that there has been some kind of justice, and again, like I'm guided to say when that comes up. I work with Lady Portia, and I mean it can have different names. It's like the mat, the white feather. And that is about what I mean. It's like in the spirit world, it's meant to be like you're going to be judged when you get to the other side of life about how much of integrity you are. But it's so I help people with things like with actual legal cases and with karmic justice, like basically where there's an injustice. So it does make sense that when I'm guided to, I talk about this is an injustice. Also because I'm Scorpio rising, so it's kind of like from literally from the get go. Like the first nursery I worked in, I was 18 or 19. And at 19, in that second nursery I went to, I actually nearly took the manager to a tribunal because she was the biggest bully I've ever met in my whole entire life. And the last I heard, she was still doing that, but I don't want to dive into that. But I can think of loads of people like that I've come across in life that just absolute bullies. That I can think of another. I'm seeing another one right now as well, like somebody that was a bully, yeah, that I'd known that's people that had been on the receiving end of that person many a time, and they're in a position of power. It's disgusting when that happens, but it does. But still, justice will come for people like that. So if anyone's vibing with this, just believe in the justice. So maybe you've been getting dragged through some kind of injustice, and now you're at the end of it. Right, so what will we do? Because I've got to do that other message. Let's sort of home in on that. So there's been some kind of injustice. And like I said, you could be the person that has had the injustice and now there's some kind of light at the end of the tunnel. And it does so winning is different. Winning is different for different people. It could be like like some people have won because you've literally won some kind of court case. Some people you've won because you've just look, have the money you won, and I've won because, you know, hopefully you'll fuck off now. And again, when I say fuck off, I don't know why they keep getting me to say it. It might be relevant. It could be something to do with work or something you don't have anything to do with people. But because I just mentioned that film and it was something to do with the wee boy, if this is court cases and shit that have got things to do with children, obviously it's not, you still have to do things if this is co-parenting or this could be anything. Like I've come across when I was a child counsellor, which is many years ago now, so I can talk about this because it's anonymous, but I remember um hearing of a story. It was like, I think there's ones where like grandparents have to go to court to fight for the rights of the child, I don't know, there's whatever. Um, but anyway, so it depends which way you look at it, because some people wouldn't see that as winning. But it's like that's I always love that example of when my dad said, because like I said, I'm quite proud of my dad for giving me that advice, but it's because I'm really proud that my mum and dad are like that. They're no bother about money. Do you know what I mean? Like, and at one point, sorry, Dad, if you're watching this, but at one point my dad I think he just went. I'm being drawn to pictures of my dad when I'm saying this. Like my dad had the fancy cars and the fancy job, and 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 then yeah, and then I think he learned his lessons about that, and it's just I've love that. In some ways, it's been annoying, and they know I would say that too. In some ways, it's like, you know, it's like I've had to teach myself different sort of money skills. But really, if I had to choose either way, I like it that because I'm just not obsessed with money. You know what I mean? It's like it's no the be all and end all, and that's what I mean. Like think because I can actually think of some. I can think of some people where like their mum or their dad would have been like, "No, fuck her, don't give her that." Do you know what I mean? That's no fair. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think that was the advice that my dad would have said at first, and then it was like, "Oh, just you know what I mean? Like, if it gets somebody to fuck, then see you later." Stress. So I don't know why I'm going on about this, but it must be relevant. So let's check in. So this one's my current career situation. So I'm just going to shuffle those career cards again and see if the same ones come out. But like I said, you could be the lawyer. Or I've got a couple of friends actually that work as, I don't know what the title is, but my friends online, like, I've met a few people that you're like I don't know what the title is, but you're not the lawyer, but you're the person that maybe takes notes for the case or something like that. Or is it something like a something clerk? I don't know, something like that. Hello, Charlotte. Charlotte, what would that be called if somebody and also, you're a Libra moon, so you see the justice part of it can come in that way too. But what's that called when somebody takes notes at the court or something like that, or they gather the I don't know what. Right. So my current career situation. Let's see what comes up on top of all the stuff that's come out. Spiritual teacher. Yeah. Look, this is a bit of a random one that's all coming through. But then that's funny. You've arrived at that point. You know, it doesn't need to be that someone's a lawyer or or even anything to do with the legal justice. It's I'm picking up on things can some things will be about actual literal legal justice, and some things are about people that help people with. Oh, actually, I've just realised that's going to be because you support people with divorce stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like that could be you. Like, like with the spiritual help. Um, it's like, yeah. So in whatever way, it's either karmic debt or like karmic justice or legal justice. And you heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars. So like I said, it's like I help with that way because of the Lady Portia energy. Like I help people with the injustice of being stuck in karmic situations actually for free through the shamanic journeys. Yeah, something like that. A paralegal or yeah, like because it's you'll see if you watch this from the start why I was picking up on that. Oh, and also I've just looked at 18:4 because it's 1841 right now, union numbers. So you know what I mean? So so however this speaks, whether it's like legal justice or karmic justice, that energy seems to be coming through strong. And then it's great. I was trying to put that away because it's in the wrong place, but it's obviously meant to come out because I put that's oh my god, that's mind blowing. Oh my god, sorry, I've been so dramatic, but look what I didn't title it that yesterday. That's fucking nuts. I've put a mi- I've put abundance mindset in the title, and look at the card I've just picked. Abundance mind. I wondered why I said that because I didn't title it that yesterday. I was going to put money mindset. I was going to. Wow, it actually says abundance mindset. Shit, the bed, man. That's whether you call that my clairvoyance or the guides knew that that was what was meant to come out. That's nuts. If you wait a minute, I think I already got the thumbnail, but oh no, I didn't for this one. Wait, my nose is so itchy. How are you, Charlotte? I don't know if I said that. Well, it's not in the shot. It's not in the shot. I think that walk on the beach is giving me some. I don't know. It's giving me some. It's giving me some oomph anyway, which I'm going to need because I've got a past life regression, so I'm going to be in that for a couple hours. So, um, why is that not fucking? Jeez, wait a minute. Oh yes, it could be me. I did work for a law firm. Oh right, and you worked for a law firm. Oh, interesting. Is that am I meant to be going to there or that? I don't know if I'm meant to be going to this side or that side. Wait a minute. There we go. There we go. Right, if I could just stay still there, but there's a delay. Oh no, it's still. Sorry guys, I know it's annoying, but you know what I mean. We can't have a. I've been having shite thumbnails. It's yeah, I think now it's kind of is that it? Yes, there. Right. So if you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something you already have in the present moment, and that is what you'll experience. I know it's not as easy as that, guys, but like I say all the time, and I know it's boring, but it's true. If you are having troubles with money, dedicate yourself every day, really, to watching some kind of abundance meditation or clearing your root chakra, your sacral, and your solar plexus in particular, really all of the chakras. But these are the ones that's like, connected to money and abundance and security and safety. Um, but if you want to go one step further, we could do some hypnosis around that or a shamanic clearing or a weave it all together. And some of you might have actually saw me do that on live streams before over the years. I remember one in particular I done on Instagram. So that was I don't know, it would have been like 5 years ago now. And the woman came into thousands of pounds, and she, and again, this was anonymous, this was years ago, but she wasn't in a great place financially, and she come into thousands of pounds, and that was free, it was a free clearing. So, be open to miracles. Right, okay. So, so that's the current career situation. Is somebody could be either going through a legal situation, and I do feel there's some sort of win coming for you, whether it's literal win or you've won in some kind of. Do you know what it's reminding me of? This is really deep, but see, that's how it could speak to me too, is because it's talking about legal justice and spiritual justice, karmic justice. It's like what happened to me on my counselling course. Like, I got everything I needed out of that, but some people see that as the biggest tragedy and the biggest injustice, because I was really good and I got glowing remarks throughout the whole course. But then again, buy my book when I write it, because I have actually wrote it. I just still need to pull it together of what happened to me. But really, I do see it as a win, but it took me years to see it like that because it's why I'm sitting here as a spiritual teacher, although I choose to call myself a shamanic teacher. You know what I mean? So it's what put me into my dark night of soul. So that's what's quite interesting. Although I've had loads of traumatic deaths in my life in particular and traumatic things in general, including the traumatic thing being the twin flame journey too and being on it for so long. Like it can be really cruel when you actually know who your twin flame is for as long as what I've but it's like I'm actually grateful for the what 5, 6, 7 is it would it be, I think it'd be 7 years before it'll be 7 years this year, won't it? 6, 7, something like that. I'm actually grateful for those years that I was confused about who was who. Because I knew I really fancied them and had a connection. But I'm quite grateful that I didn't know what a fucking twin flame was at that point. But then for the past 15 years this year, I have known. So just put yourself in that position. I don't know that you're tuning into too many YouTube twin flamers that can actually say that. I catch a lot of people giving it the old 5 years and 4 years and 2 years, but not that long. So if you've got that much experience behind your belt, then but yeah, consciously knowing, I might add, because I know people that have been apart from their twin flame for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, by the way, but I don't know people that have actually consciously known. Like, that's why I say 15 years. Like, so although I've known mine over 20 years, I have consciously known that's my twin flame for 15 years. Um, so, but time's an illusion with twin flames, so we just let that go. Don't focus on it, or it'll drive you crazy. Um, how my current situation is preparing me for bigger things. You see what I mean? That I love how they just got me to channel that. What I went, that was my point. There's loads of things that could have put me in a dark night of soul. And I think I'm that tough, actually. I'm made of such tough stuff that actually my dark night of the soul was long before what I consider it to be. But my darkest, life-changing one was what happened to me in my course. And it was because it specifically happened to me. Like I worked for over a decade, done degrees I didn't want to do to get to do that for it all to fall to shit. But did it though? It didn't fall to shit. It fell to shit because I couldn't work in the matrix and work in a place. But actually, I did. I worked in a school. I loved that. I helped a lot of people. and I worked in a counselling agency here, done that, loved it, helped a lot of people, amazing people, worked with 10 amazing people, mostly women, couple of guys. Was it one guy actually? I feel it was this one guy. It was a young guy actually. He was great. I was something. Do you know what actually? Because that was so long ago now, I often wonder. I used to think like that would be so funny if like any of them, but I bet you if any of them was going to find me, he would probably think he was very ambitious and I could see him having a YouTube chat. I think he was into travel. He was always talking about travel and stuff like that. Like again, a lot of the people that I helped, they were actually really quite going through their own awakening. It was like attracts like. But you know what I mean? Like I did win, but I didn't win. A lot of people would see as I didn't win. Because I tried to get justice in that situation and I met with the dean of the university and it was just all so corrupt, so corrupt. So if you've ever had anything like that happen to you, you've got my empathy, but don't let it break you down. Like I always say, I don't think you're allowed to. That's that term that everyone uses, unlet. But like, what happened to me could drive a lot of people to not want to be here anymore. Put it that way. Um, but it did not do that to me. But that's why you see, I know this is quite deep, but I'm deep, so deal with it. That like you don't need to deal with it either. You could click off, but like I can help people that have either sadly lost people that have went over to the other side of life. We'll just say that because I don't want to use that word on a live. It's just like what even I'm not even sure what I think it is, mate. Because actually, I noticed the other day because somebody said the S word that's to do with that. I don't think you're meant to say it's stupid, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? It's like I can help people that are feeling quite down. We'll just put it that way. Or that I've had people that have crossed over that way. Right. How my current situation is preparing me for bigger things. Limitations, fear and doubt limit freedom of action. Let go of your worries. Yeah, let go. It feels like there's a situation going on for different people. It'll speak to you in different ways. Oh shit, it's already 10 to now. And it'll speak to you in different ways, but whatever it is, it's about shifting your perspective. If you don't already feel like you've won, I feel you're going to feel like that soon. And again, I don't know how that speaks to each person in different ways. Did I answer you there, Charlotte? I'm doing good. I've got a lot of energy today. I went a wee walk. Perfect fit. Finding the right path. Oh my God. Finding the right path. The fit with the soul. The ideal job. You're meant to be here. Oh my God. I want to start crying. This was meant to be about money. It wasn't meant to be. I do want to start. I'm not going to start crying. I've actually not got time to start crying when it's not my stuff. Sorry. But like that's what I mean. I have to be professional, but I do feel like I want to start crying because I just said that. So I'm praying for you. If somebody watching this, if you are feeling like you don't want to be here, sorry to say that, but if you're feeling like that or someone around you is, first of all, if you're feeling like that, I'm praying for you and you are meant to be here and you've got important work to do in the world. You're meant to be here. That's that's beautiful with what I've just brought through. But also listen to your intuition. If you're feeling like there's somebody in your life that needs to hear that. Like you've still got a lot of life to live. You're here for a reason. This has happened to you for a reason. I think that must be why they've just made me go on about what I went through. Because again, if you're new to the channel, you'll be like, "What did you go through?" It's a bit elusive. I'm just not getting into the story because it's a long story. It's so long that, like I said, it will be a book one day. Because that's how I will get my justice. Because I tried to get my justice the legal way, and it just yeah, it wasn't rigged in my favour. But it's yeah, you're meant to be here. That's beautiful. Foresight. Pay attention to the things that are important to ensure wealth. Be far-sighted and alert. Yeah, and you see, they just keep getting me to talk about what happened to me. Like, I realised, I couldn't even really, I just realised at some point, I thought, wait a minute, actually, um, that's, this is unusual what's happened. But actually, it's not that. I've actually met other people. I've never known anyone that what happened. I've never met somebody that what happened. I've never met somebody that had it as bad as what I got it with that situation. But I have met other people that had terrible things happen to them on courses where their needs weren't met and shit like that. But detox your friendships. So your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships. I spoke about discernment on the other one. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. And that's what I was getting at there, that um, I was in a bad place at that time in my life. A very, very, I mean, yeah, it's when I think back to, yeah, when I think back to quite a few things that were happening, which is, it's crazy actually. That's almost 10 years ago. In fact, it is 10 years ago as well. There was fucking horrendous stuff happening to me from really, like, to be honest with you, there was horrendous stuff happening in my life from like 2011 right up to like, it's hard to pinpoint when it ended, really. Like, because I went through a massive spiritual awakening in 2012. Like, I felt the end of the one world and the start of the new world. You know, like I felt the shift then, the Mayan sort of shift. Um, oh, it's quite complex. Like I said, it's like I kind of came in like quite well, not kind of. I came in being quite alert. Anyway, that's like I said, it's a long story. Well, let me see. Well, I didn't read this bit here. The settings have changed on here. I'm about 45 seconds behind and I can't speed you up to catch up. All right. I've been a bit emotional today. Oh, sorry to hear that. Wanted to cry a couple of times today and one stress at work, another happy as unexpectedly might get new windows and doors. Oh, well, I'm praying for you with that one. Hopefully you're able to get them in. I'm sorry about the stress at work. Um, what's the next question? When my career needs, where my career needs to go next? You don't really need to go. I mean, it's quite annoying. I've definitely not got time to fit in these other. I might have actually, because she might just come on here and chat. I'm just trying to decide if wait a minute. I might actually ask. Okay, she might. Um. Oh, she's forgot too, because she's went to join at 6:30. That's funny. Wait a minute. That's funny. Nah, I can do it after. I'll do it after we finish, and then I'll be done. Um. Decisions. I spoke about that another one too. Right. Where my career needs to go next, whoever this was fitting for. So, like I said, it's a bit of a jumbled up mix, but I get it. However, it speaks to you. Bright ideas. Have an innovative new inspiration. Test new ideas and break out fast. Take action on your ideas. So it's like, yeah, they keep getting me to talk about what happened to me. There is that I had a plan and it was study to get this, to get that, to get there, which was, I'm saying that like it's simple, but it was night school, then it was a degree, then it was a postgraduate. And just to put you in the picture, I left high school with like no qualifications. That's why I needed to go to night school. So do you know what I mean? I'm not naturally, yeah. It depends which way you look at it. I'm actually above average intelligence when I've done tests, but at school would have told you I was thick, to be blunt, because they put me in all the classes where, that's what they deemed you as. And I was pushed down the childcare route because they push you into childcare if they think you're not intelligent enough to do anything else, which is terrible because it's looking after people's precious beings. So I never understood that. But anyway, I am a natural. I was very good with working with children. I am very good at working with children because I still do that with the work that I do now. But um, yeah, I had to use the terrible experience that happened to me to help other people through their dark night of the soul. That's the gist of it. So that's why I became a dark night of the soul teacher or an awakening teacher, an ascension guide. It's but the point is, not many people could have actually turned that around, that to bright idea to like make like to transmute a negative, that's not a big enough word, a very painful, traumatic experience into something great. And I did. But again, some people still wouldn't see it as winning because it's not like I made loads of money or anything. Do you know what I mean? It's been very hard. Like it's been very hard the last 10 years plus. But like I said, I've kept going because I've had the vision when my hard work was really going to pay off. Become an influencer. Oh, what? Become an influencer of the company and earn fame, popularity, step into the spotlight. Right? That's fucking nuts. But again, like I said, me personally, I've been told that I mean, that's the kind of standing joke where like around me, family and friends and present and past. I've been getting told for like the past 15, 20 years I'm going to be famous. And I'm like, I didn't really want to be famous. And I think that's why I'm not. Because like, look at what happens to famous folk. But you know, I don't like that word influencer, but I'm in the public and I'm hopefully influencing positive change and alchemy in your lives, whatever way you want to put it. Step in the spotlight, you know what I mean? So they wanted me to talk about that experience because it's like I am in the public right now talking about a negative experience that I turned into a positive. Yeah, being an alchemist, love it. But if however that spoke to you, I think you're going to be doing the same. I think you've had a really negative experience, and at some point, if you choose to, you've got your free will. You're going to do something with that. So, if you'd like my help, then like you've just seen, I've had personal experience helping that, helped myself through that, and I've also helped other people through similar. Couldn't be exactly similar as what I went through because it's quite unique, but a skill I need to nurture so I can move ahead. Having to pop off is expecting a call. If you finish by the time I finish, have a good evening and catch you next week. Yes, I will see you on the next one and you have a good night as well. Um, skill you need to nurture so you can move ahead. What will we use for that? Let's just use the same deck again. Oh shit, I keep forgetting about my new deck that I got to let's actually read one. That's what we'll do. Give us one card to round this off and then I better go. This is so a skill that you need to nurture so that you can move ahead. Trine, ease. Yes, I will need to read that because I wouldn't really know what to say. Well, actually, it's got dolphins on it. So again, I feel that's about yeah, that's what dolphins were my dolphins are one of my power animals because dolphins were what I was obsessed with. I say this all the time, but I was obsessed with dolphins when I was young. I had dolphin duvet covered, dolphins everywhere. So, it's about playful energy. You know, it's about if you went through something really painful like what I went through, in whatever area of life, especially if you'd worked hard and then it's like, right, come on, I really didn't deserve this on top of everything else that was happening in my life. Because by that point as well, it's important to note I was already, when I was going through that really painful experience, I was already several years into like the twin flame separation. So I was already going through all that bullshit. And then that was meant to be my distraction and my focus, and that happened. Right down the fact I always have this memory of, right, I remember I was on the open day at uni and Instagram was like, would you like to be friends with such and such? And I was like, well, actually, I would, but I don't think he wants to talk to me right now. I think you can guess who that was. It was just so fucking annoying though. It was like I was getting emailed. Like I could laugh about it now, but we didn't. I don't believe we ever became Instagram friends. We were on Facebook, but then I came off it. Right. So 54. Um, Connected in another way, connected through the telepathic lines. Right, 54. But like the point is, it's not funny. Like I could have done without that happening when I wanted to do that course to like have a focus. And then it put me in a darker place. Ah, the spiritual warfare. So balance success. See, it's about success. Balance success, tranquility, and opportunity. Because the question was a skill I need to nurture so I can move ahead. It is okay to maintain balance in your life and to do only the things that feel harmonious and pleasurable. That's what reminds me of Bruce Almighty in your business. And remember, these are about New Earth business ones. In business astrology, the trine aspect brings the balanced, graceful movement of the dolphin that travels far while still having fun. The dolphin energy comes to you in this card to remind you to play. Have you been overwhelmed in your business? Maybe you've been overworking yourself and burning out. It's important that you align with the natural talents and get help with what is not coming easily. You can uncover the hidden treasure in your business when you're burned out, frustrated, and overwhelmed. You can't uncover the hidden treasure in your business when you're burned out, frustrated, and overwhelmed. Yeah, and I feel just reading between the lines there, the point is this must be for people that are new to me that haven't heard that story or you needed a reminder. I'm sitting here today doing what I love and working with clients that I love. And again, I'm keeping it real. I'm not bullshitting. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, I'm really snowed under. And like, I'm very grateful that I'm actually 3 minutes late for a client. But again, it's like, I know that I'm not. Yeah, I'm just gonna basically I've got a few more lines to read and she might come on here, so I'm not pushing it, but it is because what we've got to do is a couple hours anyway, and I know that I happen to know today she's got time. So hopefully I'm right on that she'll be all right about me finishing this. But the point is what happened to me did put me in a burnt out, dark place. I dwelled on it for years. And to be fair, you know, the people around me at the time, it doesn't matter that again a vast majority of these people aren't in my life now. Not all of them, but there was some in particular. Again, I'm not exactly going to name people, but there's some people, and they'll know who they are too, that I'll always be grateful for them being there and listening to me. And because it would have been quite difficult. So I feel you might be the person that's doing this. Like I feel you might have had something really horrible, traumatic happen to you and you're just forever going on about it, talking about it, you know what I mean? And actually, I'm just thinking for some people that will be the twin flame journey. Like you might just be forever going on about, reminiscing about your twin flame and people are having to listen to this fucking story over and over and over again. But the thing is, because I'm a good storyteller, when it came to that side of my life, people did listen to the same things over and over again because I'd managed to tell the same story a few times and make it interesting. But this is I'm more homing in on what happened to me. Um, with that experience, with the working hard to get somewhere and the injustice of it. Um, so where do I need to lighten my load so that I can be more easeful, playful, and spirited in my business? And the point is I went through that dark experience, but it did end up pushing me to uniquely end up doing what I'm doing here. And if that hadn't have went in that dark way, maybe I would have got too used to the money in the matrix, I would, yeah, could have landed a wee sweet job in a hospital as a counsellor or in an agency. But I would have ended up fucking sacking it anyway to come being a spiritual counsellor, wouldn't I? Because I wouldn't have, I don't like being told what to do. So I'm a rebel. And I allow myself to embrace ease and play in my business. I love it. And especially because when I've worked with some of you guys in sessions, one of the phrases that I coined, which I'll probably be saying quite a lot when I do the Fuck It Let's Go challenge, is a good affirmation is I get paid to play, and then just see what God, universe, the spirit guides want to bring you. I get paid to play. I love what I do. So I'm very grateful when I get paid for doing what I do because I would do it for free and I do it for free. You know what I mean? And anyway, on that note, that was interesting. I'll be interested when I watch this back. But hopefully you got something from that, and I'm going to come back and do. Why am I shouting? Fuck's sake! If you watch me regularly, you'll know that I do this. My voice gets really loud when I don't need a microphone. I haven't got a microphone. I don't need one. I do need one for the hand videos. I need to get a wee. I think they're only 20 quid or something. I keep meaning to do that. I need to get one of them, but I don't need one on here because I talk that loud. I don't talk that loud. I don't think I talk that loud normal. Like anyway, but yeah, I'll come back and do the golden age card. Uh, I think I'll probably be finished with my client about um 9, maybe before 9. I might be on here at 9, but if not, it might be like 9-ish. And again, if I don't do it, it's because I'm too tired, but I think I'll still be all right for that. But anyway, I hope that helps someone, and I will see you tomorrow anyway if you don't catch the other one. See you later. Book a session if you need one. Look in the community tab because I'm going to put, I'm going to put some posts out related to the stuff that I'm doing. Right, see you later. Oh, 50 minutes.